science show.
Pianos! Whose idea was this?
And today on the science show, music.
Just because hairstyles and clothing styles of a person may change, that doesn't mean that the actual person changed. In the same way, just because an element of music today may be different from some of the first recorded songs, that doesn't mean that music as a whole has changed. If you search for the foundations of a human, you will find that every human is unique and different and has their own traits and abilities and so on. In the same way, if you look at the foundations of music, it has always been a way to communicate and express emotions. It is universal, it uses voice and instrumentation, style, pattern, and word choice to connect you to your feelings. So in essence, humans never change.
Our surroundings may change, society may change, our thoughts and our interests may change, but we are human, and that will never change. Music may have a variety of beats and genres and patterns, and as time goes by, people may find ways to communicate with music in a different way. But it's still music, and the essence of music will never change.
So here's the claim. Music changes over the years. A suitable topic because everybody has heard some form of music in their lives, and many people in today's society listen to music.
It is understandable to believe that music changes because of the many types of music genres and styles and profanity that has become a growing trend, but we are here to challenge that thought.
First off, what is music and how did it really start?
According to Mr. Thomas Holliday and Brandon Vaccaro, two music professors, and Dave Jackson, a member of a band, music is a form of communication that is represented by different sounds. This has always been true about music, and that will never change.
A perfect example is how each country has their own national anthem. Although each song may be in a different language, these songs connect the people in those countries, and different people from all over the world are able to respect that.
And since communication is essential, people have been making music from the very beginning of mankind, from lullabies to 21st century pop and everything in between.
But according to Timothy Berg, who researches 20th century music, here in America, music interest really started in the early 1900s when jazz became popular, and from there, swing, bebop, and country evolved. Then around the 1950s, people took music a step further by creating more complex rhythms, and by experimenting with a bigger variety of instrumentation, rock and roll was created.
Music took off from the 1950s. Elvis Presley dominated the decade, but as the 60s emerged, artists such as the ever-famous Beatles, the Monkees, the Rolling Stones, the Beach Boys, Jimi Hendrix, and many more continued rock and roll while adding popular genres such as folk, rock, pop, soul, and R&B.
The 70s continued adding more genres that emerged as less serious than those of the 1960s. Disco took over the music industry in this decade, and punk and heavier rock music evolved.
Different forms of rock arose along with hip-hop, heavy metal, and new wave in the 80s, while pop continued to gain popularity. New wave brought forth new uses of technology in the creation of music as well. Michael Jackson, Billy Joel, Bon Jovi, and Madonna were only a few of the new artists.
In the 1990s, artists began using their personal problems such as drug abuse to create new genres including grunge, alternative, techno, rap, and ska.
Music from the 2000s evolved a lot of inspiration from the 20th century pop. But because of the terrorist attacks, artists had a hard time trying to keep the population optimistic. But they wanted to create sadder type music as well, to remind the world of the pain that everyone felt. Because of this, emo arose, and later came indie and dubstep.
Many changes in music genres today are minor and based off of previous decades due to a progression in the use of electronics and technology, but that doesn't change the fact that jazz started the interest in music appreciation and was the basis of complex music. An example of modern-day music with jazz incorporated into it is K-pop sensation Super Junior's Mr. Simple intro.
And also, more well-known, Macklemore and his song Thrift Shop. All music has rhythms, melody and harmony, tempo, meter, dynamics, timbre, and instrumentation, even if the instrument is just the human voice. According to Mr. Thomas Holliday, who is currently the director of the concert band at Kent State University, instruments were created to impersonate the sounds of voice.
If you look at the 1955 song Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets and compare its musical qualities of the 2013 song Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, you'd find that both use instruments, both have a rhythm and melody and a tempo, and you can tell as a listener when the chorus is in each song because of changing dynamics and repetition. Even though the genre may be different, they both have similar elements that make up the song.
Speaking of different genres, within a certain type of music, there is a set form that artists follow. Dr. Brandon Vaccaro of Kent State University explained that the specifics will depend on the audience. For example, if I want a song to be a big club hit, I need to make sure that it is a good dance beat, but I might also try to create a good shout chorus so that people on the dance floor can sing along.
Another notable example is pop music, specifically K-pop, where the songs have similar pitches and beats. Mr. Simple by Super Junior and Roly Poly by T-ara are two examples of K-pop songs that sound very similar.
If you listen closely, you can hear that both songs have very similar beats and instrumentation. Both artists also rely heavily on dance breaks and repetition, which makes each song very catchy.
Another observation is that over the years, there may be songs that sound different, but really, artists use similar beats from previous artists and create new lyrics with that beat. Here's an example of this technique in recycling old songs. This is One Direction's song Live While We're Young, made in 2012. Now listen to this. This is Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash in 1982. These two songs are 30 years apart, yet use the same intro.
As you can see, the scenario of artists copying other artists occurs among many genres in many different years. Not only does this show that music uses certain patterns depending upon the genre, but it also shows that not much has changed in our music over time. In fact, Joan Serra and his co-authors of a scientific report over the evolution of Western pop music stated that it is informally known that a safe way for contemporizing popular music tracks is to record a new version of an existing piece with current means, but without altering the main semantics of the discourse.
Semantics, explained to us by Mr. Vaccaro, is the meaning behind a song. From love to drugs to even war, music has communicated some form of a message. By taking an old song's beat or melody, a new artist could alter the pitch and arrange new lyrics to make it seem like a brand new song.
Another example of this song recycling is with Led Zeppelin and their iconic guitar intro to Stairway to Heaven. In 1968, a band called Spirit, who had toured with Led Zeppelin, had created a song called Taurus. Now compare that to Stairway to Heaven, created in 1971. Not only did Led Zeppelin borrow this guitar, but 4 years later, Dolly Parton also used this in her song We Used To.
Also, the 2007 song I Don't Have to Try by Avril Lavigne and the 2003 song I'm the Kinda by Peaches have the same bass pattern and beat. This is both songs played on top of each other so that you can hear their distinct similarities.
Finally, many popular songs from various time periods only use 4 chords to create a hit song. From the Beatles to Lady Gaga, from Bob Marley to Green Day, the genre barrier does not matter when creating a big hit with certain chords. 3 men from Australia realized this, so they made the 4 chords music video.
Yeah, that's Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
And the cast of Glee. Yeah, there's a few more songs with the same chords. Check it out.
My life is brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. People killing, people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? Won't you turn the other cheek? Forever young, I wanna be forever young. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm your lipstick stains on the front of my left side brains. I knew I wouldn't forget you if I could. Then I would. I'd go wherever you will go. Can you feel the love tonight? Nobody wants to see us together, but it don't matter, no. 'Cause I got
country
you.
road, take me home to the place where I belong.
I'm your biggest fan, I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi.
I can't believe
of me hung upon your wall for the world to see.
And she will be loved. Yeah, she will be loved.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
No woman, no cry.
Yeah, Mama, this surely is
The
a
genres
dream.
that were in this video by the Axis of Awesome were compiled of punk, rock, pop rock, roots rock, acoustic rock, alternative rock, post-grunge, soft rock, classical, reggae, reggae fusion, folk, folk rock, country, dance, hip-hop, R&B, new wave synth pop, and blues.
I'm gonna make love to your baby.
Take on me.
This has been Rachel and Alex with The Science Show. Thanks for listening.